Hey everyone, my name is Joshua and I'm a tax accountant here at Manay CPA. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the most common mistakes that we see people make when they're filing their taxes. This information is essential for you if you want to avoid making costly errors when you're filing your taxes this year. Number one is math errors. The IRS has software that will typically catch mistakes like this. If the agency notices any errors, they'll send you a notice that explains the mistake and will end up telling you whether your tax or your refund has changed. Though fixing math mistakes is an easy task, it can still result in a processing slowdown for your tax return. If you made any mistakes on your return, the best thing to do is to file an amended return as soon as possible. Number two is incorrect social security numbers. This is a common mistake that we see people make, especially when they're filing taxes for their children. It's important that you double check that the social security numbers you're using on your return are correct. The IRS will automatically reject any return that has any incorrect social security numbers. Number three is incorrect filing status. There are 5 different filing statuses on a federal tax return, and it is critical that you choose the right one when filing. The IRS has a guide that will explain the various statuses and who is eligible for each one. If you're unsure of which status you should choose, it's always best to speak with a tax professional. Remember, your filing status will affect the amount of taxes that you owe, so it is important that you get this right. Number 4, forgetting to sign the return. This seems like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people actually forget to just sign their tax return. Without a signature, the IRS will just automatically reject your return. So be sure that you double check that you have signed the return before you submit it. Number 5 is failing to include all of your W-2s and 1099s. When you're filing your taxes, it's important that you include all of the necessary documentation. This includes all of your W-2 forms for each job you had during the year, as well as any 1099 forms for freelance work or any other additional income you may have. Making sure you have all of the necessary paperwork with you when you're filing your taxes is important to avoid making mistakes that will require amendments later on. Number 6 is overpaying. If you're not taking advantage of all of the tax available to you, then you're effectively giving the government a free loan. Make sure that you maximize the taxes that you can deduct by making sure all of your deductions are correct. This will help you to keep more of your hard-earned money at the end of the day. Number 7, filing late. If you don't file your taxes by the date, you will be subject to penalties and interest. The best way to avoid this is to file your taxes as early as possible. If you're waiting for tax forms or any other additional documents, you can file an extension which will give you time of filing, but you will still need to make a payment for the taxes that you owe. If not, the IRS is going to charge you a considerable interest rate on the amount of taxes you owe. And last but not least, not filing your taxes at all. Of course, the biggest mistake that you can make in the tax season is not filing your taxes at all. If you do not file, the IRS is eventually going to catch up with you, and they will subject you to heavy penalties and interest charges. So even if you can't pay what you owe, it's always better to just file the return on time. I hope this information was helpful in understanding some of the common mistakes that people will make when filing their taxes. While no one enjoys tax season, you can minimize your pain by entrusting your taxes to a professional. This way, you'll avoid making expensive mistakes or ensure that your return is filed correctly. Our tax experts at Manay CPA can help to ensure that your next experience is quick and seamless. All you need to do is visit us at manaycpa.com or give us a call at 404-900-1040. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.